I've done what I consider like a trio of books that I think go together really well. Started with Tiger Woods, and who I consider the greatest golfer of all time, and certainly the greatest golfer of this century and this generation. I went from Tiger to the New England Patriots, and then thirdly, LeBron James, which is my most recent book. The conversation about who's the greatest of all time is going to revolve around him and Michael Jordan for a long time to come. But nobody would argue that LeBron is one of the 2 or 3 greatest players of all time, and certainly the greatest player of his generation and of this century. LeBron James skated for the first 7 years of his NBA career in Cleveland. Cleveland didn't skate. They were not a great team. In fact, they were the worst team in the NBA, and that's why they got to draft LeBron James, because he's the #1 pick. When you're the worst team, you get the best player, presumably. So they pick LeBron right out of high school, never goes to college. He's a teenager. And he comes in with the ultimate burden, which is from the time he was a junior in high school, he was being compared to Michael Jordan, which is really unfair. To compare anybody to Michael Jordan, but especially a teenage kid coming out of Akron, Ohio. And so LeBron quietly goes about his business. He never brags. And within a season, the league sees he's different. But by the time he's done 7 seasons, LeBron's tired. He's tired of shouldering the entire load in Cleveland. What he really wants is what the great ones all want, is he wants rings. I mean, that's what he's there for. Tom wants trophies. LeBron wants rings. So he's a free agent, and he can go anywhere he wants. And all these teams are recruiting him. And they're all offering different things. And the New York Knicks think they have the best thing to offer LeBron. But the thrust of their pitch was money and fame. The Knicks could make you richer than any team in the NBA, which is true, because of potential advertising and marketing revenue for LeBron if he comes and plays in New York. But here's where the Knicks were wrong. That's not what LeBron wanted. He was already plenty famous enough. And LeBron's never been motivated by money. Every athlete likes to make money, but the great ones are ultimately motivated by the one thing, which is the championships. And it was the Miami Heat with Pat Riley, who showed up for his pitch meeting, and Pat Riley's pitch was really simple. He took out a little bag, and he dumped it on the table, and all these rings fell out. And LeBron's looking at the rings like, what the? And Riley's pitch was really simple. I know how to get these because I got all these. It was over. LeBron knew where he was going to go. And now the big thing was just like announcing it. And here's the first time that LeBron makes what most people consider a big mistake. It wasn't a moral mistake. It wasn't a crime. It was a PR mistake, which was to do a live interview on ESPN with Jim Gray and announce where he was going to go. Everything seemed perfect. Like, this is really the culmination of so many great things. And you all know that by the end of the night, all hell breaks loose. And by the time LeBron goes back to the municipal airport and gets on a private plane to go to Miami at 2 o'clock in the morning, he knows that in Cleveland, people are burning his jerseys in the street. Every media outlet is trashing him. He is a laughingstock on Twitter. The New York Times has already put up a headline calling Miami the new evil empire. And LeBron's on the plane with his close inner circle that he's had since he lived in Canton, in Ohio as a teenager. And again, they all love the idea. And now they're on the plane. And no one's talking. And LeBron says, what the F just happened? What he could have done, and I think most people would have done in his position, is blame the guys whose idea this was. Remind everybody whose decision it was to do this. In other words, throw people under the bus, deflect away from his part of it. And LeBron doesn't do that. He actually owns the decision. He never says that he was advised by smart people to do this. He never points the finger. He actually owns the whole thing. And I point that out because one of the most important things about LeBron as a leader and as a business person is that the lesson is the importance of choosing well when you choose who you're going to surround yourself with in business. And so it tells you a lot about loyalty, and it also tells you why the three guys are still with him, is because LeBron has always had their backs.